I've been playing around with different time frames and I found that the 5-minute chart is where the magic really happens. It just seems to give you the sweet spot of quick action and solid signals. So you know how we're always looking for those little edges, those tools that make trading just a bit easier? Well, I found one that's been really helpful and I wanted to share it with you. It's called Black Flag FTS, and honestly, it's like having a little signal generator right there on your chart. Think of it this way: instead of trying to figure out the market's trend or when to enter a trade, this indicator gives you clear signals telling you when it might be a good point to make a move. Plus, it's a non-repaying tool, which is fancy way to saying it's reliable. It doesn't change its mind after the fact, which, let's be honest, is super important. Now getting it on your chart is a piece of cake. If you're using TradingView, just look at the top of the chart. You'll see the indicators button. Click on that. And then in the search bar, just type in Black Flag FTS. It'll pop right up and you just click it and boom, it's on your chart. Seriously, it's that easy. It's like adding a little cheat code to your trading chart. You're basically unlocking a tool that takes a lot of the guesswork out of trading. Okay, we've got this awesome indicator on our charts, right? But like anything, we can make it even better with a few tweaks. Think of it like tuning a car. You know, just a few little adjustments, it'll run smoother and gives us a clearer ride. So let's get into the settings. First thing, you'll see the inputs tab. Make sure the time frame is set to chart. That way, it'll follow whatever time frame you're using. And then for the trail type, keep the defaults, which is set to modify. Now, the ATR period, we can leave that to 28. It's a solid starting point. But here's where we add a little spice. The ATR factor, let's bump that up to 9. That'll just sharpen up and make the signals a bit crisper, easier to see. And make sure Fib entries is turned on. We'll need that later. Okay, now for the fun part, the style tab. This is where we clean things up. We're gonna disable everything except for the Fib 1 and Fib 2. Those are the lines we really care about. And here's where we get to personalize it. Change the colors and thickness and the opacity, whatever you want. Make those lines pop. You want them super visible, especially when you're looking for those quick trades. So we've got our signal generator working, but you know, we don't want to just jump into every trade, right? We need a little backup, something to confirm things. Make sure we're not getting faked up. That's where this cool tool called gradient trend filter comes in. Think of it like this. It's like having a second opinion, a way to double check the signal we're getting are solid. This thing is designed to spot trend changes, but it does it in a way that's a bit more precise. It's got this noise filter trend line and a gradient based trend cloud, which basically sounds super touchy, but basically it just helps you see the real direction of the market more clearly. So how do we get in on our chart? Super easy, just like before. Click the indicators button up top. Then in the search bar, type in gradient trend filter. You'll see a few options pop up, but you want the one by chart prime. Just click it and boom, it's on your chart. Gradient trend filter on our chart. And now we need to dial it in, make it work just right for us. So let's jump into the settings. First up, we're gonna leave the source set to close. That's a good starting point. Then we've got to change the length to 90. This just helps smooth things out a bit, gives us a clearer picture of the trend. And let's make that line width a solid 4. It's nice and visible. Oh, and of course, you can change the color to whatever you like. Make it pop on your chart. That's all we need to do in the settings. Now here's where the real magic happens, where we start talking about making some money. We're gonna create some rules, simple rules, that'll help us spot those profitable trades. So here's the deal. When the trend is down, meaning the price is below the gradient trend filter line, we're only looking for sell signals. Got it? Now for the signal, we want to see the price goes above both those Fib 1 and Fib 2 lines. Then we wait for the price to close below both of those lines. That's our sell signal. That's when we know it's time to make a move. It's like waiting for the perfect moment. We're not just jumping in blindly. We're waiting for the right setup, the right signal to give us the best chance of success. It's all about being patient and waiting for those high probability trades. Now, let's talk about protecting our profits and minimizing our risk. The important stuff. For a sell trade, where we do put out a stop loss, well, you'll get a couple of options. You can place it just above those fib lines we were talking about, giving yourself a little buffer, or you can use recent swing highs. Basically, look for the recent peak in the price and put your stop loss just a little bit above it. It's about finding the sweet spot where you're protected. Now for our target where we take our profits, here a simple rule. Aim for 2 times your risk. So you're risking a certain amount, try to make double that. It's a classic risk to reward ratio and it works great. For buy trade, when the trend is up, price above gradient trend filter line, wait for the price to dive below both Fib 1 and Fib 2 lines, then close back above them. That's our buy signal.